Do you guys miss splurging on expensive goods like fine wines or nice vacations or a nice house even, and maybe even some rotisserie chicken? Hold on, a rotisserie chicken?
I
If you
beg
misheard
your
what I said and
pardon?
are a little confused or have a different range of emotions like anger, sadness, or your jaws falling to the floor, don't worry because now apparently rotisserie chicken is a splurging item. Or at least that's what the Wall Street Journal has to say because they posted a news source that says Gen Z and millennials are drowning in student loan debts and can never afford a house in their lifetime, which is true by the way, but they are splurging on luxury goods like gut-healthy juices and rotisserie chickens. Oh, the humanity! Oh my god, think of the children of the future. If Gen Z, if my generation and the millennials, damn their souls,
What
I
is he
guess,
fuck
want to
me
go out
for?
and buy some rotisserie chickens, oh my god, what will Gen Alpha and Gen Beta do? Oh my god. Think of the children. Okay, but putting that aside, the moral of the story for the video even starts is don't go on Twitter. When you go on Twitter, it ruins your day, and it ruined my day when I read this. So I want to spread the word, spread the news to you guys, and I want to ruin you guys' days just a little more. But just imagine, if you will, for a second. Gen Z and millennials may never own an actual home. They never will pay out their student loan debt. Us wanting to eat rotisserie chicken and then have a healthy diet is bad and splurging and will never let us buy a house or anything. You know, news flash, Wall Street Journal. We weren't going to be able to afford that anyway, even if we didn't eat anything. If we didn't eat any food, we still couldn't afford to buy a house or pay off these student loan debts. It's just not possible. Oh, and it is peak irony that a company, a news company that is now owned by a billionaire, one of the top 5, I believe, richest people in the world, Jeff Bezos, is trying to say that us splurging on rotisserie chicken and healthy foods and drinks is not going to help us afford a house or pay off these student loan debts. It is funny. The irony cannot be painted on the walls any brighter. So my entire generation and I are collectively guilty of greed because we want to have some rotisserie chickens every once in a while. Ignore the really rich people at the top like Jeff Bezos, who owns the Washington Post, who are so rich beyond belief they will never be able to spend all their money if they wanted to. Ignore that because my god, I'm so greedy for wanting to eat healthy a little bit and not
Yes.
saving these chickens for the future generations. Oh my god, the damsel in distress, help me please. Hey buddy, you can't eat that chicken. You gotta save it for the next generation. I mean, what are they gonna do without that chicken? I'm literally starving right now. I have to eat something. Oh my god, such greed. I can't believe it. This is biblical levels of greed, dude. Sebastian, please bring my A5 Wagyu and my caviar for my scheduled dinner, please. And yes, I know, before everyone gets into an argument in the comments, I understand this is just a clickbait article, and what they say is probably not representative of this title. But the point still stands that it's a shitty title. It's a bad title. It's not something that they should actively be advertising, saying, oh, well, look, you can't afford a house, and you can't afford to pay off your student loans, but we're gonna put that first, so when we talk about splurging on rotisserie chicken and then healthy gut juices or fruit juices, it's gonna make you look even sillier for trying to be healthy and trying not to starve yourself or get these bad foods, bad foods or whatever they are. The Washington Post could do the easiest thing of all time and say, Gen Z is struggling, they can't afford anything, and trying to get the food they want to eat just to stay healthy is unaffordable as well. They could have labeled it like that, but no. At some point, they had to put the burden on the generations and the millennials saying they want these nice foods, they want these nice drinks. Oh my god, but they can't afford to buy a house or pay off their loans. Why are they getting these food and drinks? Can't they just starve? I mean, hell, maybe they do have a point though, because remember that one person in the Trump administration said you could survive off $3 a meal or whatever it was?
We've run over 1,000 simulations. It can cost around $3 a meal for a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, corn tortilla, and one other thing. And so there is a way to do this that actually will save the average American consumer money.
Maybe they do actually think that we could survive off a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, a piece of bread, and one other fourth thing, I guess. I think they actually think we could survive off such little amounts every day. Oh, and on top of that video in the Washington Post original article, rotisserie chickens are cheap. Like, I just went to Costco. They're like $5 or $6. They're not expensive to buy. Chicken is one of the cheapest meats because they mass produce it. So to say that you're splurging on the cheapest meat, the cheapest form of the meat too, no less, is kind of nuts. I mean, hell, you can't even find a McDonald's meal for under $5 now. You're telling me you could find a rotisserie chicken for that price, cheaper than almost anything on the market? That is not splurging. That is surviving on the bare minimum. Listen, not everyone wants to eat chicken and rice every day, and no one should have to be forced to do that because our president is stupid and the economy is absolutely miserable. But that's where we're stuck at right now, and now that just barely surviving off the basic necessities is considered splurging. It's an insane and honestly a really disgusting state that our country and really the countries across the world are in right now. And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to these insane news reports. But we have 2 more right now from the Wall Street Journal, and they read, to save money, you should skip breakfast, and your new lunch habit is hurting the economy. Okay, which is it then? You should skip breakfast because you can't afford it, or not going out and buying enough food is actually hurting the economy. Because yeah, not eating breakfast does save you a little bit of money, and frankly, a lot of people don't eat breakfast because one, they don't have time for it, or they're just not hungry in the mornings. That's cool. I don't eat breakfast either. I think it's more convenient for myself. But the idea then that you not going out and spending money at a restaurant or to pick up food there instead of making your own food at home is hurting the economy, that's just asinine in the conversation. Oh, hey dude, what are you eating? Oh, nothing special. Just eating some leftovers from last night. What? Leftovers? Why aren't you going out and buying fast food? Don't you know it helps the economy? I'm poor and I have food already ready. Why would I go out and spend more money when I have food right here? Oh my God, you and your young generation, all about your socialism and your free handouts. I can't stand you guys anymore. You are literally my age. What are you talking about? Another news article was CBS quoting the Kellogg CEO saying, if you're struggling with inflation, you can't afford dinner every night, eat some cereal instead. What? What? Not everyone wants to eat fucking Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles or Cinnamon Toast Crunch, by the way. Goated cereal, but I can't eat that for dinner. That's so sugary. Still goated though. Yeah. But no one I know wants to eat cereal for dinner. It's so sugary, it's so processed, it's nasty. And in my honest opinion, cereal for dinner sounds more disgusting than anchovies on pizza. And I'm not gonna hear an argument against that. The next article we have here is a Fortune article saying that Gen Z employees should be willing to work for free, work long hours, do anything at the work site, all to secure a job. It's ironic that the company posted this is called Fortune because if you listen to this advice, the one thing you will never make in your entire life is a fortune. Oh, and this was a direct quote from the Squarespace CEO. You know, Squarespace, the website creating company. Yeah, that CMO says you should be willing to work for free. Oh, and making a website is usually something you do for free anyways, but on Squarespace, you pay them to make a website. So actually, she should have said this. You should be willing to pay someone to work, and you should be willing to do it all for free with no expectation of any money and probably no success either. But I'll get a little more serious now. These news articles, they do just irritate me in the worst way possible. I mean, the next thing you know, they're gonna say, actually, you shouldn't be breathing oxygen. Think about everyone else who might need the oxygen and how much money it costs everyone to actually have you keep breathing that oxygen. I know that's not a news article yet, but give it 2 years. That's gonna be somewhere or maybe even everywhere, so just prepare for that. Oh my God, man, I'll never be able to afford anything. I can't afford a house, I can't afford a car, I can't afford to get food. What am I gonna do? I'm starving right now, man. Oh, calm down, man, you're overreacting. I mean, there are plenty of ways to get the food and energy you need. Have you heard of photosynthesis? Photosynthesis. You mean the things that plants do to turn light to energy? Yeah, that is exactly what I mean. And you know the best thing about it? It's mostly free. Wait, what do you mean mostly free? It's literally taking light energy and converting it to glucose. How is that not totally free? Well, there's a sunlight tax, and then a conversion tax, and then a carbon dioxide tax, and then an oxygen releasing tax, then a glucose tax, then a water tax, then okay, I get it. Stop. What if I just wanted to turn to the air instead? Oh, there's taxes for those too. There's the carbon tax, the oxygen tax, nitrogen fixation tax, ozone tax, restoration tax, the greenhouse tax. I hate it here. And with that, I'm gonna call the video here. I know it wasn't a very long video, and I do plan on releasing a long form video later in the week, but this is just something I saw and I just had to get it on video. I had to get it somewhere because my God, we are in a really bad position if this is what we're resorting to. And if you guys are still watching to this point, I wanna say thank you guys for subscribing and picking out this video over the at least 2 other options of videos you had to choose from. So thank you guys very much. Hope everyone has a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one, and bye.